It seems I had a little bit of network connection hiccup, so couldn't do the stream just on one go. Here we are back in the business, and let's still go on for maybe an hour today. Not that these network connection hiccups are often, but still do happen every now and then. So I think where we left off in terms of questions was that Vikernes, liking the cure, and to which I replied, I'm not really surprised about it, but because fans like Carpathian Forest like that stuff and covered even it early on with their albums. And I remember this friend, previous bandmate of mine from the late 90s, or actually mid 90s. I think he also liked the cure, and he was very much into black metal underground already around 1996. Despite being young guy, something like 18 years of old.
音から教わらんかったか？傷口の腐った肉を食わせるんじゃ。水辺へ行ってムクロを探してこい。わしは薬草と蜂蜜を集めてこよう。大丈夫か？なんならおぶって。大きなお世話じゃ。年寄り扱いはよしとくれ。なおえもさっさと追いき。
Retrieve the maggots. Now that's a pretty death metal. Death metal mission or quest. Nabari Wild, south of Hinotani Shrine. Or which I have no idea where it's supposed to be. Now fuck this. I'm in the middle of the fucking nothing. Oh, so there is this waterfall. So I was just being stupid. Nice, some maggots. The classic kind of fetching quest.
くぞ。
This was brilliant.
止まれ。うまそうな匂いじゃ。
Tell me it's not for the maggots. Something smells good.
それにあの子は無傷じゃよ。無傷？山の中を幾日も連れ回されとったんじゃ。かわいそうに。家を荒らされ、ばあも父母も殺された。じいはじいで孫を守ろうと必死だったんじゃろうが、あのままでは自分までくたばっておったろうな。だから怪我のふりをして休ませようとしたのか。ああ、本当に賢い子さ。まるで誰かさんみたいじゃ。なら次は自分で集められるな。じいの様子を見てきておくれ。手当てがいるのはあっちの方さ。怪我のことは内緒にな。お先はどうじゃ。随分いろいろとあったようじゃが。
心配無用じゃ。伊賀にそんなやわな者はおらん。
あの子はお前さんを案じとるんじゃ。倒れたり死んだりせんかとな。
わしなんぞどうでもいいのに。
守りたいのじゃろう。力にならせてくれ。腹が減っては戦はできんぞ。おばばが味噌汁を作ってくれておる。手伝ってやってくれ。それかそばにおるだけでもいい。縁者を亡くした者同士じゃ。
こう暗くては飯炊きもままならんな。うちに良い提灯があるが、今時は荒くれ者どものねぐらじゃろ。
おばばの手伝いは頼む。明かりは任せておけ。
Oh, fuck.どうやって入ったものか。 Well, at least the goddamn cards have not been spawning.
これじゃもう少しあった方がいいな。あった。もう一つあれば申し分ないな。これだけあれば十分じゃろ。 行くぞ。行くぞ。直江の国。そのやさをも引っ込めてくれ。ほら。
明かりがあるとまるで
我が家に戻ったようじゃろ。
こんな心持ちは久しぶりじゃ。
お咲を呼んどいで。で
きたの？できたの？
食べよ。
こりゃうまい。たったあれだけの具で。
畑があればおばばはもっとうまい汁を作れる。
直江が畑仕事を手伝ってくれたからじゃ。誰が種をまいて育てたか忘れたのかい？
私も種を植えたい。
お咲。
私ここに残る。
お咲。
松さんと新しい畑を作るの。じいさまも松さんといると嬉しいでしょ。じいさまもうずっと笑ってない。
ここに住むなら松尾ばばが立派な忍びに鍛えてくれるじゃろう。
本当？ヨボヨボじゃないの？
稽古なら任せな。まだそこまでしなびちゃいないよ。
じゃあここに住むの？
だが一時だけじゃぞ。
私畑で野菜を育てて毎日修行して強くなってみんなを悪い山伏から守るんだ。
そうせくでない。まずは腹ごしらえだよ。
はい師匠。
直江、かたじけない。
お前は大した子じゃ。おかげで暗き闇から抜け出し、新しい生きがいを見つけることができた。礼を言うよ。
家族は互いを慈しむもの。そう教えてくれたのは松尾ばばじゃ。
Fuck this. I don't want to get around this whole thing, but it seems what I really need to do. So probably just easier. Okay, there's one more. I totally missed this one, so I guess I gotta just go for this particular viewpoint. Oh, fuck these slippery slopes. Of course, this particular place is also filled with goddamn enemies. Blessed be, motherfuckers. So, not too many places left to conquer in this Iga region. So it's almost like I'm finally making some progress with the given area.
How are you liking the game? Haven't touched any of the Assassin's Creed since the Native American one besides Valhalla.
Hello, Manvirthing. I've been really enjoying this a lot. For me, Assassin's Creed Valhalla was, like 9 out of 10 game. I really liked it because, after all, I'm being a huge Viking lore fan, Viking history and all. While Assassin's Creed Mirage was fun too, I mean, it was nowhere nearly as enjoyable as Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but I would rate it 8 out of 10. However, this so far, almost 60 hours in, I would say this is closer to Assassin's Creed Valhalla, but technically speaking, this has taken a lot of steps forward. Like, what I really like is these seasons changing from winter to spring to summer to autumn. And also, I like Japanese setting. And on top of that, the use of two characters is, more varied. The Yasuke, the samurai character, is very much like Eivor from Valhalla, being very straightforward character and not so much assassination or sneaking around. Stealth in general is not needed. So playing Yasuke is a little bit more like Eivor in Valhalla, whereas this Naoi, the shinobi, or like people sometimes might call ninja, this is closer to the kind of a classic stealth game approach. So for me, um, Assassin's Creed Shadow has been really rewarding. I obviously like the sneaking, stealthy approach way more, but that's because I like sneaking and stealth games in general very much. So, oh shit, this is full of looting and full of enemies. So for me, this stealth kind of approach is definitely more fun. But I also like the graphics, the music, and stuff like that. Hey, come on, I'm trying to sneak around here. Get the fuck out of me. Sometimes I'm just, I don't care to plan too much, and that's when things like this happen. Okay. Okay, this is where I just like go fuck off and come back a little bit later. I should have been more careful, I admit. I couldn't resist the chance to kill the first target just like that. Okay, let's mark the targets a bit more. Then let's go with the more planned attack. Oh, fuck you. This is also a very violent game, as you can see. Very death metallic in its approach to violence. Okay, let's make this new approach a bit more careful.
Valhalla was indeed a bit more of a hack and slash than the typical sneaking around, as in the other or more the earlier AC games.
Yes, definitely so. Then again, I pretty much approached Valhalla the same way as I would have approached any other stealth game, which means I was very careful, you know, with my very much more careful with my approach, which means I was sneaking around a lot. But I also like that the game would be allowing more straightforward style. And this is, by the way, fun detail that you can actually extinguish light. So it helps you approach enemies in darkness. And also some items actually boost if you do it in darkness. So that's a nice fine detail. It's not mandatory, but it kind of helps you out if you care about it. And also building this hideout, I think it has improved a little bit from, you know, what Assassin's Creed Valhalla was all about. Because in this case you can just expand it a little bit further. But I like the Valhalla thing with the hideout, or more like in that case it was a village. It was good, but I kind of like this smaller hideout thing even more. It kind of makes it feel more cozy. It's basically the same as, you know, the village, because you also have those other people.
Just remember with ACT where you could like hire some brutes and then get them to fight the guards. Spend hours doing that lol. I did.
Yeah, I think you would like this one too. You cannot really hide the brutes, but you can still, you know, like get your own allies. I just don't often, you know, remember to use them, which is my own fault rather than the game's. But yeah, it's fun. I will show you soon when I get into trouble. I will show you what the allies can do, because they are indeed quite useful. Especially if you're in a tough spot. But I try to assassinate the characters as much as I can, because that's how I like it, and that's how I have used some of my items and skill points. So I can, like, I'm trying to kind of a min-max in a way the whole stealth approach. But there are lots of really similarities with the Valhalla game as well as this one, so I think they are very much catered to same kind of gaming enjoyment. So different but similar in a way. And if you're paying attention how I play, you probably noticed that I'm putting quite a lot of effort into.
I'm not quite interested in much of the newer ACs to play it myself. I just played Valhalla Cause of Vikings. You playing on console or PC?
I'm playing on console. I'm playing on PS5. First of all, my PC is not that great anymore, and secondarily, I don't really enjoy. What the fuck? I don't really enjoy playing with my PC that much because I work, you know, with my computer every day, and I do have so much better television than my monitor. So this is definitely more enjoyable for me. Okay, now that this place taken care of, I could just fuck off. But yeah, big part of the charm with Valhalla was the whole Viking theme. I mean, that's why Mirage didn't feel that great. Though I liked Mirage too, like I said. But I mean, it was just this 900, so 9th century Baghdad. So that wasn't as nearly as interesting as, medieval United Kingdom, or wasn't so much United Kingdom back then, but England, let's put it this way. Okay, let's just remove. Okay, let's go for the green one. How far I am. So going through medieval England and the setting with old monastery ruins, old cities, which would later become big ones like London. That was highly interesting for me. And of course, you could visit the native lands and, of course, Norway. So for Viking fan, it was very, very interesting, and you would have pieces of Viking myth, like legendary Viking warriors and stuff like that. What the hell is this area? Whoa. And suddenly here I am. I have no interest in going to these faraway places that much, but I kind of want to see where this takes me. Now I'm like in the wrong direction altogether. What the fuck? I was just following a path and it took me somewhere totally different place. Let's see where this path takes me to. Oh no, my horse got stuck.
Yearly festivals you really go to, or is it old festivals here and there? If my question makes sense.
Yeah, your question makes sense. I mean, I've been going to, lately quite a bit to Inferno festivals. Okay, now I'm like out of boundaries. So far away from this part. So makes no sense. I guess going here. So I've been going to a lot of Inferno Festival in Oslo, Easter, 3 years in a row. This year we skipped because the lineup had too many of the same bands we've seen lately. Now I've been to Beyond the Gates past 3 years as well. And I just saw the latest update today for Beyond the Gates, and I started feeling maybe next year I should probably skip Beyond the Gates. I mean, I really, really like the festival. It's one of my favorite festivals, all in all. But having those same bands all over again, I don't think it's worth my money. So, once again, instead, then again, Inferno Festival seems more intriguing next year. So, while I would say, yes, I have the habit of going to the same festivals all over again, in a way, like you said, annual ones, I don't want to go to festivals where I end up seeing same bands which I've seen so many times recent years. So, for example, next year's Beyond the Gates is headlined by Emperor and Beherit. Now, both are good bands, live and album, of course, legendary ones too. But I've seen Emperor past 5 years like 3 times, and previously too. And Beherit, they just played at Turku Saatanalle earlier this year. They're gonna play at Steelfest next May. So I don't really need to see them again in August in Bergen. And the rest of the bands, well, pretty much most of the bands are something that I've seen within past 2 years. Most of them even something that I have interviewed. So I'm like I don't really need to do that all over again. So while Beyond the Gates and Bergen, in a way, both are somewhat annual to me, this time I feel like God, I need to change character. So while I feel like they could be my annual fests, like Steelfest is, I've been going to Steelfest, I don't know, past 10 years. I also feel like that and Turku Saatanalle, the festival in my home city, they're the only ones I go every year, Steelfest and Turku Saatanalle. Beyond the Gates and Inferno are mostly what I like to do, but if it's the same bands all over again, what's the point really? I hope that answers your question.
わしは先祖代々受け継いできた武家の名を捨て忍びの道をも捨てたこの技はわしだけのものだお前は主君を失い剣の師匠をも失った来いわしが己の道をいかに切り開いたかを知れ
I also like to go to different festivals where I have never been before, so that's also a thing. Okay, let's try to focus here. Ooh, so many. Fuck! The last one I missed. Shit. Only by half a second, I guess.
Just perfectly, yeah, here in Belgium I got mine annual, Alcatraz, Unholy Congregation, going to 7 in the Netherlands in end of this month.
But somehow the festival sounded too cancel culture bullshit to me, but I heard good things about Alcatraz from someone I know on Discord. would be very cool to visit some Belgium festivals. Never been to festival in Belgium. The only place in Belgium I have seen actually is Brussels, more than 10 years ago. Oh, and whatever is the Bruges near Belgium. After the movie in Bruges, that was a really really beautiful place. But never been to a festival in Belgium or Netherlands for that matter. So would be cool to visit them. Alcatraz is just time-wise very challenging because it overlaps with Helsinki Metal Festival, which is then again only 2 hours drive from going there is not exactly much that tempting, you know. But hopefully someday I hope that I will be definitely going to those places.
Next year's lineup is meh, bit more focused on core next edition, still would go since Alcatraz is only 10-minute drive for me, well going to.
Yeah, I understand if it's so close to nearby, that whole Alcatraz thing. I mean, if I were you, I would be definitely to going to the same place too. I mean, totally makes sense. Okay, now I got a little bit more areas exposed here. There probably some places hidden somewhere here, but to be honest, I don't want to go there and waste my time now that I have these places which are still exposed, and I'm gonna be going in about 20 minutes. So I'll try to conquer this area in this session. These two marks are still away. I mean, this one and the quest one. But I definitely, always good idea to support the festivals which are nearby and easy to access. That's the same thing for me with Turku Saatanalle. First of all, I like the bands, the settings, and there are lots of friends organizing the whole fest. And secondarily, it's just about 20 minutes drive from me, and that's the closest there ever will be a festival because I live more in the countryside of places. So Turku Saatanal is like in the central Turku, the very core, whereas I live in the countryside. So obviously nothing will be hosted where I live. Okay, nothing much really to see here.
For 6 years as volunteer, setting up the festival, but now that I'm stage tech professionally, I don't volunteer anymore.
Oh, that's very great. Being a stage tech, so you get to do professional part of the stuff. Sounds very good. Yeah, I've been attending to a lot of festivals past 20 years or even more. So most of the time I don't really go to festivals as normal guest, but working. Before Rauta, which started 8 years ago already, I was doing festival reports for Finnish metal website, one of the biggest one here. So I would be still working and all that stuff. Working so past 20 years or so, I've been mostly Well,
この城を守るのは兄弟だが、兵は皆中富のものだ。何か妙だ。感じるのだ。
万兵が変わったのやも。
さようなことではない。
そうか。
There are plenty of festivals I would like to go to outside Belgium, like Fortress, Under the Black Sun, Steelfest, Kilkum Zebu, Inferno, B.
yeah, Inferno is, in my opinion, a good festival. So is Beyond the Gates. Okay, am I going this, which I already raided once before? Or is this some new place? I think this is a fortress I already visited. And Kilgum Jaibu, I have heard good things about it. Definitely would like to go there. Have read good things about Fortress. Black Sun. So yeah, there are festivals like you mentioned. And this is more the Valhalla style I was mentioning earlier.
Inferno and Beyond, are there multiple event halls or are that just the stage names in the same building?
Well, Beyond the Gate, my festival reports for these given festivals, because I've showed you the places for. They're actually, depending how you gonna call it, but 4 different venues: the night shift place, and of course the daytime places. At Inferno, you have basically the upstairs club, Rockefeller, which is the bigger one. And then you have the downstairs place, John D. So it's basically one block with two clubs. Everything is very reachable, basically. But you'll get a better idea if you watch the festival recap videos of the given place. Then you get full understanding how the place is, or places are, rather. What the hell is this dude? What are you staring me at? Why? You think you're a badass guy? I'm gonna kick your motherfucking guardian ass. Just because you have the motherfucking badass mask. But back to the quest.
I see. Yeah, I seen the recaps, but been a while since I watched. Is there a festival you didn't like? Maybe the festival in general or line.
Well, there hasn't been a festival I didn't are better than the others. Like, how to put it? For example, Midgard's Blood, which I really liked in terms of atmosphere, being this Viking festival in parts of Oslo and all. But a lot of these bands are more folky in nature, and it's so far away from, you know, Oslo and all. So because it's in the middle of countryside, basically by a small village, so it can be quite much more complicated in a way to get into the very place than, say, Inferno, which is in the middle of Oslo, or Beyond the Gates, because Beyond the Gates is also in the middle of, the city. So Midgard's Blood is fantastic in terms of atmosphere, but getting back to your hotel after the festival can be tricky because the buses might not go in the middle of night. So either it requires alternative solutions for accommodation like camping, or then you just bite the bullet and buy the expensive taxi and whatever. So I didn't like that in terms of getting in and out the festival. It was a little bit more hassle. The festival itself was really, really nice, but the ways to get in and back, it's more of a hassle. Like at Steelfest, you get these shuttle buses. So even if you're coming from outside the main city, at least getting to Steelfest and back is easier. And of course, in Oslo for Inferno, and in Bergen for Beyond the Gates.
Yeah, for me it took like 24-26 hours by train and then 2 hours or 3 from Gothenburg to Oslo, then from Oslo to Bergen. The train was tight.
Sorry, now I missed most of the comments because... Okay, let's get this NPC to help us out, because now it's... But Oslo is very, very easy once you get into the very central, because Inferno is very core of the city. That's super easy. Beyond the Gates, almost as easy, because once again, the whole festival is This fight is taking a little bit of my focus here. So as I was saying, Inferno is super easy because you're already in the middle of the central, especially if you get to the official festival hodl. Beyond the Gates is a little bit more complicated because it's in so many different places. What the hell, that dude just fell off. And Beyond the Gates is easy also because that too is in the middle of city, just multiple locations. It seems more confusing when you read the festival info than what's the reality. And yeah, Steelfest, it's easy unless you are very far away, like in a different city or something. Because there are these places you can just, you know, for example, you could rent a place outside the city limits, but it's still not, you know, complicated. And then again, events like Tuska Festival is easy if you go to Helsinki. Steelfest has a campsite. That's also something that I mentioned in my preview information. In order to avoid repeating myself, if you want to go to a festival where I've been to, check out my recap or more like preview videos, because if I know the place, I will always explain in my preview videos what kind of accommodation possibilities you have, what to consider in case of traveling, especially outside Finland and all that stuff. So I have included my tips to Steelfest goer in every preview video, like what you need to consider, what you need to know, and all, if you are like Steelfest for the first time and all. I try to make those videos as helpful as possible to, you know, just help people out with the information I already know about the festivals. Since I'm quite experienced in traveling myself, I don't stress about traveling, but obviously going to a different city for the first time, it can be a little bit like you're wondering how are these distances. Sometimes you cannot really see it by staring at the map. Like this year we went to the first time at Academic Arts 4 Festival with my cameraman in Oberhausen near Düsseldorf. And obviously we would check out all the information like how to get there and all that stuff. We had hotels booked and all that shit. So it was easy, but you know, for me it obviously required to do more background check than, you know, as opposed to traveling to, say, Oslo for some new festival for the first time. Like we were actually invited to a festival in Oslo in January, and because I've been to Oslo many times, that would not be much of a hassle for me to go to Oslo, even if it's a new festival for me. But you know, new city is always a new city, especially if it's a new country, and you have to, you know, consider something like where to fly, where to go by bus or taxi or, you know, whatever. So I try to make my information videos about those festivals as easy to understand as possible. And unfortunately, after this very cutscene, I really have to go because I have to wake up in about 8 hours for work.
眠れる花にたまる露雫一つ一つに世界が丸々一つ入っておる。青いボタン一毛がわしのお気に入りだった。陽光を追い花が神戸をもたげるのを見るたび思ったものだ。善を追い求めよと。
お主には歌心があるようだな。
詩歌、文芸、音楽、わしは浪人というより好きじゃよ。生け花を知っておる。
I'm still thinking going one of the festivals in early January in Norway or late December. The other one is in Trondheim, the other one is in Oslo, but I have to check out if I have the money actually. Because already booking hotels for Inferno. Next Inferno looks promising even though most of the bands are not even announced yet. But I will more talk about this later on the monthly stream probably.
Do you want to try to go to Fortress in May? Do you want to see Darkened Nocturne Slaughter Cult again? Been 8 years since last time. They are
Yeah, I saw Darkened Nocturne Slaughter Cult in Bergen just in August. But Fortress Festival is very tempting. I just have to see if I have the money and time to travel there. Because in Rauta we don't have big budget. So I have to see each trip, case by case, what we can afford and what we cannot. So for example, by the end of this month, I try to secure the Inferno hotels. And if I can, then I know how the budget will be for coming months. But I'm already going to Athens for 2-day metal events in November, actually in month's time. So I have like this 2 days metal event. 2 days metal event in Athens, Greece on November 14th and 15th. So I will fly there on 13th and come back on 17th. And I have already, set up some interviews there. So it will be very, very interesting. And it's of course thanks to all the Rauta supporters as well as Rauta's channel viewers. The more we get views, the more we get supporters, the more we can actually these trips. And as such, with trips, we can do interviews. So it's an everlasting cycle. The more people support the channel, the more we're able to put more content. So really thankful every support. We would probably get interviews only from Finnish events, which are really cheap for us because there are no flights, and even if we need some it's so much cheaper than going outside Finland. Okay, and now this session it seems like Iga area is finally more or less done. As you can see, there's some.
Yeah, Athens sounds an expensive flight.
The flight to Athens is more flying to Bergen, as ironic as it is, but I'm in Athens, so that made easier for me to select to do that. So getting a little bit back to the game.
Your mic is cutting out a bit.
Oh, sorry. So as I was saying, Greece isn't exactly more expensive than flying to Bergen. So at least that is something that is not too bad to do. But getting back to the game, it seems like I have mostly explored through this Iga territory. There are some blind spots, but since I don't have these question marks, which mean places of interest, I'm not gonna go through it any more than this. The same applies to this Omi area where I have like a couple of side quests, but this is like level 40 and level 38. So not going there yet. I think the next time I'm gonna go is to some new area, and that also means exploring new areas and more. Which one I have no idea, because they're like Yamato, Ki, Harima, Tamba, Wakasa, so many areas. It seems like I have explored half the game. So, and still almost 60 hours in. So I don't know which area to go first. I think I'll see about it. Maybe Harima, because it seems a little bit small. Because I also need to sell some of the items so that I can actually get more upgrades. But now I will move this character to this hideout and session, and then travel to new area, something that I'm looking forward to. Thanks for being part of the stream here. It's always fun to do a little bit of gaming with, talks of metal related topics. Probably, most likely, streaming tomorrow again, or at least on Saturday night. But I'll continue from this point because it makes no sense to do it right here, right now. So night. Thank you for joining me, Bit Marvirting. Manvirting. Catch you later, as well as the other guys. All right, almost 59 hours in. It's a long game for sure. All right, good night, people, and catch you later.